First, we want to make sure you put your name at the top of your notes. Whatever class period you're in, please put that class period here and the date. I'm giving these notes on the 27th, 2020. Always date your notes. Now let's get started. Arithmetic sequence notes. This is going to seem like it's very complicated, but it's super, super easy. So we're first going to start with the vocabulary. This is your term position. The 8 sub n is your nth term. The a sub 1 is your first term. And the d is your common difference. So I'm going to pause to make sure everybody gets that. So this is a formula, which is an arithmetic sequence. Nth term, first term, the d is the common difference, and the n minus 1 is your term position. The n value is your term position. In a sequence of numbers, a sub 4 is 21, a sub 5 is 16, a sub 6 is 11, and a sub 7 is 6, a sub 8 is 1. Based on this information, which equation can be used to find the nth term? So we're looking for the nth term, and here's how we're going to set it up. You see a sub 4? That's going to be our x values. So, or our n values, which is our same as our x. So we're going to write x, and you're going to write y, because you're used to seeing that. Right, so let's make our table of values. They start with a sub 4. So we're going to skip a few spaces. 0, 1, 2, 3, and we're going to start at a sub 4. So this is what they give us. A sub 4 is 21. A sub 5 is 16. A sub 6 is 11. A sub 7 is 6. And a 8 is 1. These are just like our n and our a sub n values, our n term. So make your table. Remember, we don't know these values, so just put question marks. Our values they give us started with A4, where the x value is 4, the y value is what is equal to. So on the side, you can just write this. A sub n equals a number. It's just like saying ax is equal to y. So just put that in a cloud. So you know what the x value is the n value. The y value is the number is equal to. So I'm going to pause so you can have all of this written down. So what we're going to start with, we're going to use this information that they gave us, and we're going to get an equation, which is something very similar to what we've been doing in the past. So let's set this up like we understand. So we're going to press that edit, and we're going to put these values in. So this is 4, 21, 5, 16, 6, 11, 7, 6. I'm not able to get all of them in, but I want you to know that this table transcribes to this kind of table. All right, so I'm going to pause. Grab your calculator. Let me turn this lamp off so you can see my calculator setting. Turn your calculator on. and reset it. The way we reset it is you press the second button, you'll see an arrow going up, second plus 712. Reset your calculator. Once it's reset, you're going to press stat. The stat button is right below the delete button. So press stat, 1 for edit, and our L1 value is going to be our X value. So we're going to put in 4, enter 5, and I'm keep going till I get to my A value in there. So here we go. And then we're going to put the corresponding Y value under L2. All right. Right. Make sure you have all your values in. The X values on the L1, the Y values on the L2. When you have your stat edit and you're putting in a table, in order to get back to working this table out, you're going to have to press stat again. You go to the right for calc, and then you're going to choose 4 for linear regression because this is arithmetic sequence. We want to store our equation in Y1, so we're going to press alpha trace and enter. So in order to store it in Y1, we just press alpha trace and press enter on Y1. Then we go down to calculate and press enter. This is our equation. Y equals a negative 5x plus 41. So we're going to write that down here on our paper. Or, since it says a sub n, we're going to be negative 5n plus 41. As a review for our steps, all we did was press stat. We did 1 for edit. We put in our list. After we put in our list, L1, L2. Then we press stat again. We went to the right for calc. And we went down to calculate and press enter. These are just a review of the steps we did. And here's our equation. Now, those who are a little advanced, and you can be advanced as you learn your calculator, my equation is already here in Y equals. So what I'm going to do now is press second graph, and I see my 0 value, my 1 value, my 2 value, my 3 value. Look where the question marks are. So now that I have my equation, I have those values. So let's add those values in now. So I know when we know that a sub 0 is equal to 41, a sub 1 is equal to 36, right? So what we're going to do now is we're going to write the recursive form. So underline the word recursive. It's very important. I'm going to highlight it. If you have a highlighter, you can do that as well. Highlight the word recursive. What's the recursive form of the equation? The recursive form is a sub n is equal to a1 n minus 1 times d, which is the common difference. The common difference is going to be your slope. So the d is equal to the slope. And our slope is a negative 5. We have that value. And so let's write this equation. A sub n is equal to, what is a sub 1? A sub 1 is 36. 36 times n minus 1 times a negative 5. So all we're doing is writing down the values of this recursive form of the equation, which we know is this. So just pause, take a deep breath, and write it down. The way you're going to get this is we're going to practice. So make sure your notes are very correct. So we wrote down the a sub 1 value, which is 36. and we have n minus 1 times negative 5. So when they want the 28 term, that means that n is equal to 28. So we're going to put 36, 28 minus 1 times the negative 5 in our calculator. Or we can simply find that 28 term. So let's see, second window. I wanted to go to 28, second graph. It says that value is 99. So I know that's equal to a negative 99. But let's put it in our calculator to check it. 36, open parentheses, 28 minus 1 times a negative 5 is, whoa, that's not it. Something not right. Oh, I missed the plus sign. Woo. So see, teachers can make a mistake too. So we're going to put 36 plus 28 minus 1 times a negative 5, which is our common difference. Boom, negative 99. Woo. I made a mistake, so we wrote it out. So because I ran out of some space, let me write what I have here a little clearer. A sub n is equal to 36 plus n minus 1 times negative 5, which is our common difference. We don't know the n value, so that's why we put it like this. But when they ask for the 28 term, we substitute the n value. And remember, I have a plus here. I forgot to put that plus. Come out to be negative 99. When I made the mistake of not putting the plus, notice my answer was wrong. This is the formula in slope-intercept form. All I have to do is press second window, jump to 28 term, second graph. I see it. Wonder if they wanted the 100 term. Second window, 100, second graph. The 100 term is a negative 459. All right? A lot of notes in 12 minutes. That was a lot of work, I know. But just let's review what we've written. Make sure all your notes are good. Remember here, I forgot to put my plus sign between the 36, so I wrote it here. So that equation is right here at the top. This equation and this equation are the same thing. Believe it or not, it is. All right, now what you're going to do is you need to make some corrections on problem number 2. In a sequence of numbers, we have a sub 2 is a negative 1.5. I want you to rewrite it. It's a sub 2 is equal to a negative 0.75. A sub 3 is equal to 0. A4 is equal to 0.75. A5 is equal to 1.5. And A6 is equal to 2.25. So the first two terms were incorrect. That was just a mistake on our part. So instead of a sub 2 being a negative 1.5, just scratch through that. It's actually this value. A sub 3 is not negative 0.75, is 0. And then everything else correct. So this is called a CFU, or a check for understanding. Can you follow the notes and do this point? Ask yourself the question. And I know you're going to say no, but you can. The first step is to rewrite this information as a table. So let's do that right now. That's all I'm going to get you started on, is how to write this as a table. So we're going to have the A2, you put your 2 here, and your negative 0.75, your 3 and 0, your 4 and 0.75, and you keep going until you finish your table.